I do like
The real
green
question
lines.
here is, do I have invisible trucks again?
Actually, there's that machine gun on the right there.
Which
Yeah.
makes units fire only if it
It does
Yep,
disappear.
disappearing trucks. Oh my god. So already pause it real quick.
Yep.
Something I want to point out that I saw the other day is if we rerun it a little bit, if we look like side by side, like I don't know if you want to edit this differently so people don't think I'm going crazy, but is it just me or does that terrain look more like a war game than the Steel Division?
They did
And I don't-
definitely change the color palette. That's for sure.
It's like the text, not just that, but it's just like the textures of the trees and the roads and everything about it. It feels more wargamey to me, and doesn't mean that they're going to be working on one next, but it still makes me excited that they're thinking. That's all.
I do like it more.
It looks more wargamey to me.
Today,
Just looks raw. Like, yeah, I do know what you mean actually.
Yeah.
Our battle group will be similar to the one we
Not to yeah, no, so we got
let's
this
check
deck
this
building
out.
here. It's the same one. It's the same one, I think.
The one
Didn't
thing
you
I
just
like
say
the
that?
most is just the deployment type that you can actually select yourself.
Use video.
Yeah.
This game will be
Oh, there's some
further
Katyushas.
mode on the small Orsha North map. Set in
This is a massive map, by the way.
Orsha, this map features
Yeah, it's
large
okay.
wooded
I want to
areas,
see
a few
the
swamps,
buildings, how
and
effective
of
the
course a
buildings
highway.
are, because they're
Future
kind of far
reservations
apart,
surrounding
which they were
the
in Steel Division 2.
strategic area
But I
of
mean, like,
operations
not the towns
development.
themselves, but literally the buildings to each other are
From
far
a
apart.
tactical aspect, Plateau offer a plateau advantage.
And I like the
field, and
I still like
large
that there's
fields of
height.
fire.
Yeah,
I
it's
just like
really
that there's
nice.
height, and
Two
it's not that
villages
one
will be
big ass
strong
hill on that
points
one
for
map from
intel,
Steel Division. That's annoying.
which will be extremely hard to unseat without direct fire artillery.
Too bad too many people
The
have
aim of
artillery.
the battle
Yep.
will be to push the
This is
fire
something I like though.
in order to capture
The
as
object-
much
yes.
objective
So,
points as possible.
All they would need to do for me to be completely okay with this is make it so that the line doesn't move from your units. The line moves from you capturing one of those points.
Yep.
That's all they needed, and I would be fine with it.
Which
I'd be okay with the
makes
line
difference
if the
in
fact that
account
you owning one of those
the
objective
spot
points is what moves the
place
line up.
our units.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll also
I
try to
still,
place
I
some
do not like
images
the
in
line. I'm
houses
never going to like the line. It
in
makes no
order to
sense.
capture this village here on
I
the right.
I just hope
The central
you can just remove it. Like there should just be an option of remove frontline
I think
animation or
there's a
something.
game mode. I thought there was a game mode or something that you could do it in, but
Because honestly, it removes every sense of sneaky flanking.
You can do nothing with it.
See what's happening on the plateau on the
not to
opposite
mention
side.
you kill one
We'll
scout
also
unit,
try to capture
and
the
those times
village
where you
on the
kill,
left
or even
with
just
some
one unit,
infantry.
and then immediately it's just a fucking tsunami of
Some
the
infantry
of the
on
thing just
farm
rolling
to
away from
use
you, and
the
it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess that was the only thing he had here. Let me just jog up here. Like,
Yeah,
and
messes
otherwise
it
you
up.
wouldn't have moved because you would assume that there's
Our
other units there.
tactics is to surround
It's-
the village
it's
by
just the
building
fog of
takes
war is
away.
basically gone.
Yeah, it takes away so much.
Razyatka have
Yeah, the
powerful
terrain does look.
skills that will allow them
I actually
to
like this
defend
terrain a bit more.
themselves.
Yeah, it's totally giving me a war game vibe.
We are using the line of sight to place the anti-tank
This new tool is kinda
in the
cool-
best
cool,
possible
actually.
position to protect the road.
The new range thing? Was that a new thing? Oh, I
Yeah,
guess it
it's-
was.
it's
It did
actually
look
new.
different.
It goes up to what 3,000
We are
meters?
placing another anti-tank
oh, shit.
Even
line
more,
on the plateau
Jesus.
on the left to cover the plain. And another one is used to protect the farm on the right.
And it's not about line of sight actually. It's just about
Yeah.
what part it can directly see. It's kind of like line of sight, but yeah.
Yeah, it's it's line of sight. We'll
Yeah,
move on from that.
We'll move on from there.
As we have
Forget we said
plenty of deployment points left, we can place an artillery unit.
Yeah, get that artillery unit back there.
Before launching the battle, we are checking all the orders we have given.
Beautiful green lines. I do like
The real
green
question
lines.
here is, do I have invisible trucks again?
Let's play.
Let's see.
That is a
Do
really
trucks.
good. Is there a
trucks
truck?
Disappear. I mean, it was. Yeah,
There, I don't see a truck without a gun.
Configuring the small caliber.
Actually, there's that machine gun on the right there.
mode, which
Yeah.
makes units fire only if it has a
It does
Yep,
disappear.
Disappearing trucks. Oh my god.
It's
This crazy
back.
Soviet technology. Everyone's got it now.
Romulan cloak. Oh yeah, one thing that I'm really excited about. It'll actually
Without the
go to that part in a
infantry to
second
take the
here,
right flank.
but I think that's a really good change.
take the slowest game we've ever made and make it slower by taking away the movement. Yes, you got there in trucks. But we're gonna.
The Germans are sending an Me-410
Yes.
to attack one of our T-34 on the other plateau.
That looks pretty cool.
Stressed by the attack, the T-34 falls back.
Yeah, about that fallback.
Panzer Grenadiers
Oh my God.
are trying to attack the farm on the right.
Just
I-
go. Yeah, go ahead.
Backed by
I hate them.
I hate it as well, but if I look at these two units falling back, it looks like they're falling back directly towards like the spawn point, you could say. So far I haven't seen them moving towards the enemy or doing some stupid weird pirouette stuff. So that's maybe a little bit promising. But I honestly still hate it.
We're bringing tanks to counterattack their offensive and start to shoot at the
What I want to see is a fallback where they actually go to cover.
Yes, or that.
It's like, oh, we're getting screwed up. We need to get out of here. Let's go across this open field instead of 3 feet into the forest to our right. Just because it's straight back instead of like, you know, what a normal person would do, which is go to cover.
We're using our Su-76M to support our advance and to unseat the cannoneer. On the left, our mighty 53K AT gun spots and destroys an enemy unit.
Yeah.
And another one, a well-placed AT gun with an efficient shot option.
Yeah, about that, the
That
efficient.
Yeah, that is interesting.
It's pretty good.
T-34 benefiting from a good
Like I've had so many times when a 70,
enemy units
like 37 mil just open up on a Tiger with 0% like penetration or accuracy and just dies because of it. Like here as well, that unit is falling back not towards the enemy. So that's, you know, maybe they adjusted it. I'll ask them about it in the
I
interview.
mean, well, they did it. They did it before. Like you still fell back.
Yeah.
And that actually looked better than what I'm used to seeing, which is just their fallback makes absolutely no sense. The way that person was going, or that unit was going, made
If that keeps happening, I can live with it. Those tanks have insane ranges now. That is really good, actually.
We are sending our T-34 76 units.
Did they edit the
to try
range?
to get the village
Yeah, they did it, definitely just the range.
another disappearing truck.
No, I think what it is that truck turns into the AT gun.
Oh, Transformers!
That's yeah,
Transformers,
that's it.
dude. Oh, damn Soviets, man, they're crazy.
I know. I mean, yep. That must be it. Yeah, there you go. That unit is also falling back. So yeah. I'll have to actually play the game to see if any.
You can say what you want. I'm not gonna like it.
I'm not gonna like it
I
as
hate
well,
that
but
so much. I hate the fallback.
this
Oh,
looks
yeah,
good.
Tiger.
I do like the graphics.
What did he just do? I don't even know what he just did.
He
What
just
did
checked.
click?
He just checked if it had efficient shot turned on there.
We'll wait until reaching a 40% hit chance.
Yeah, it's at
before
45.
firing.
Yeah, there you go. Why?
It just said 45. Why
We're
is it
trying
shooting?
to bring our T-34
Maybe it's not a
forward
range?
as a bait in order to make the Tiger
Did he mean
turn
60%?
in its direction, showing his weak spot.
Because it
Not
just
far.
said 45 there, and it said he said the shot needed 40%.
There you go. It's
He's
open.
gonna try and sacrifice his Tiger or his tank.
Unfortunately, our T-34 is killed in the maneuver.
Because there we go. There's some truth.
And our
There's some
18
truth. That's how it works in
enemies
Steel Division. And he somehow spotted that gun team. There we go. That's truth.
After
there.
it fired, it did fire.
Yeah.
Open up at the Tiger though.
with a bazooka, which destroys the Tiger E.
Did he just
after we
say
came a bit too close.
that this bazooka? Don't tell me this bazooka just killed that Tiger. What is going on?
It just
What
fainted.
is going on?
It fainted.
So that Tiger
Artillery to fire on the
yeeted
village on the left
an anti-tank gun and a T-34-85, but it's some dudes with a bazooka killed it.
I mean,
From front,
bazookas.
from the front.
to attack the village.
Boy, I'm not even playing it yet, and I'm angry.
I see where you're going with this.
Just to be clear here, I have already bought this game. I bought the $80 version. because I would like to support Eugen.
Our progression
I want
on the
Eugen
right
to
side
do
of
well.
the map goes well.
And I'm
Oh,
gonna
this
still
is good.
play.
Machiki can deal easily
Did
with
he,
the
did he
enemy
surrender
units
it?
in the forest.
Oh, you don't get the flags anymore. but
It
he
did surrender, but you need to be really close to it. That is actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to...
Synchronized counterattack on the village.
especially with
play.
armor and AP, there should be more balancing. Yeah, that bazooka unit should not be able to pen that from the front.
Yeah. I played enough of the first division to get my money out of it, but I don't like it more than Wargame.
Using the plateau across the village to fire at our units. We will need to wait until Phase B to be able to deploy T-34-85 and Su-85.
I do really like the
I
deck
already
thing.
had it.
Positions
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm liking the vibes I'm getting from this UI. This is Wargame UI here, boys. I mean, it's not obviously not 100%, but I'm getting a Wargame vibe out of the UI.
Forward to capture a third farm just before the start of Phase B.
Okay, thank God tanks move a little bit faster.
They might actually just be faster. The T-34 is supposed to be fast. They did the swarm tactics.
We're pushing forward our Maxim to the village on the right. Let's check.
It's definitely, it just feels, it just looks better. Steel Division
definitely
44 was
looks
just
better.
more it was just too colorful. It was like all about rainbows and nice colors
Yeah.
and green popping into your face.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
This just looks more raw.
The enemy is bringing more forces to the village on the left, and we are deploying Katyushas. to counter
Katusha!
them.
Yeah, here comes the arty. Let's get some more arty up in here. Let's get
Also,
that
this
Steel
part
Division
here, look at that left unit. That infantry with not like the upper left infantry, but the one after that, that is pushing that front line a solid kilometer back.
going. Yeah.
That is, that's not good.
This is a real the whole front line thing. We've already discussed front line and falling back makes no sense. I don't understand it and I hate it. There we go. That's
Yep.
end of the conversation.
Behind
Let's
forest
continue.
to
Don't like
contain a potential advance in the village.
I really wish they had gotten rid of that. I was really disappointed when I saw that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the fallback thing. Like, I wouldn't be mad if they just literally did nothing and just stood there.
Look at that front line. He's got 10 dudes, and that's a solid. That's got to be at least a kilometer up there.
And we are ordering them to strike the entrance. of
Yeah,
the
it really
village.
does make sense. I can maybe understand why they're doing it though. Like, that does create some land where you could push in other units, because he doesn't know if it's just one unit or an entire army. But still, if you're playing Conquest, people can just use a 10-point unit to push the front line 3 kilometers back and get the points to win. The smoke trails are kind of dope. That's kind of like Ruse.
Unfortunately, a well-placed Tiger E destroys our
Oof.
two T-34-76. Our T-34
It gives too much away.
finally destroy the Tiger E with 2 successive shots.
Okay. Just
Those-
360 that.
That was
Tiger?
quick.
What just happened there?
That was a quick turn shoot.
Okay.
On the top of the map. This will prevent the enemy to deploy
Oh,
more
this looks
units
dope.
from this point. Dominating this area could be a chance to cut the enemy front line from the top.
Look at what the front line's doing down at the bottom left there.
It kind of looks like
There's no other units there. It just is like yeeting over to the left
On the
for
right.
no reason.
In the meantime, on the left on the map, our 53K M80 gun identifies 2 incoming German units and manages
looks
to
more
destroy
cinematic, that's for sure.
the other one
I-
has the time to disembark its Panzer Grenadier before exploding.
Okay, so they were
The Panzer
transports.
Grenadiers stress out the 80 gun
Yeah,
and
anything with a gun does remain after deploying the units. I think they might
Well,
have
yeah,
done
that
this
was-
because those units could otherwise be used to push that front line, as we said, 5 kilometers back.
Yeah, God forbid.
God.
Well, that's easy. Just make a unit that would otherwise disappear, not push the front line. You need to be a combatant. You need to have some kind of weapon. You can't, or else you can't push the front line. Same thing. Same kind of thing with the airborne.
Yep.
Airborne can be behind the front line. It's the same kind of tech.
Like, this front line looks a bit better.
The enemy sends an ME 410 and stresses out one of our T-34.
Triggered.
Yak 1 is quickly deployed to chase it, but the enemy anti-air units are too dangerous.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
I definitely am digging the conquest points and locations.
Our T-34-85 to capture the village and secure the place for good. The left side is holding well. We are sending Avtomachikis to reinforce our positions here.
Ah, he's using that Q order.
I'm glad I have health insurance to pay for these brain aneurysms this game's going to continue to give me.
Really?
Yes. Ugh. If that was my unit, they'd be stunned already. There we go.
They're falling back.
Yeah.
Where are they going to move?
That's what I wanted to see. Are they going to fall directly back, or are they going to go into a building?
They did continue moving towards the... Okay, they're going back.
Look, they... actually, you know what? That is okay.
I can live with this.
I retract that. I retract that. That's not going straight back. They're actually going into a tree line. That's okay with me.
There is nothing to do now. Every attempt is stopped.
And you look at that enemy. It has fallen back to its tree line, or at least to its territory. So okay, that's okay. I can live with it. I like it. What are those points, by the way, next to the tank? Is that like the armor and AP value?
I
kind of like damage and defense.
I don't know. I think AP and maybe it's AP and HE. I thought they did that in the original, but maybe not.
Before the phase C starts, we're moving forward our defense. We are also sending some troops to the units.
Where's that unit falling back? Good.
Now starts the phase C.
I think they might have actually worked on it.
We're moving forward our
because yeah, in Steel Division 44, literally my tanks would reverse towards an enemy tiger. Now I've seen all of them move towards their friendly lines. Dude, look at that texture. That looks really good.
They got some wide shoulders up there. The Kylo Ren's over there.
They lift, bro. Oh, they do have the flag.
Yeah, that one has the flag. I don't understand what...
I think enemy units don't have flags. Well, it doesn't show as for you as a flag. Maybe.
We are trying a final push before the end of the game with a Katyusha shot and a tank assault on the plateau.
You know what? Maybe what we saw earlier was a unit dying and not surrendering.
That might have been it.
That could have... Because they did go gray, and that's what they do when they die, so they probably...
This looks good.
All the content you just saw...
This is probably... this might all be still subject to change, though.
Pre-order the game now to secure
oh, it's still early, but...
Yeah.
I want to see game modes that are not front, which I know they've had, but people... I know they've had in the old game, but it's still something that... I want to see 10v10s of something that people actually enjoy that is not this frontline gameplay.
Yep.
So we'll see. And we're going to get... I mean, I'm assuming we're still going to have mod tools. We'll see what the mod tools do. There's a bunch of mods that people made for the original that went around stuff that people didn't like, so we'll see what people do with this one. And we get all the divisions from the first two.
Yeah, that's really good.
So if there's anything that we don't like, we still have the old division.
So what do you think about the game in general? Like, what are the pros and cons so far?
I personally don't see myself enjoying the multiplayer, because what I didn't like I mentioned, I didn't like the frontline stuff. That's just BS. The falling back, it looks like it's going to be less anger inducing for me, because what I really hated was them falling back past cover, which makes no sense to me. So it looks like they were actually getting to cover, so we'll see if that is a thing. What I am interested in seeing is a real game, not a developer playing, but how an actual game, which we're not going to see until the beta. So I want to see, one, what these Katyushas do, because Katyushas are always like the rocket spam with the Nebelwerfers and alike from Germany is always a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you're in a tree line? Not anymore.
No tree line left.
Yeah, so those were really annoying. So we'll see how annoying these are. Great. Now everyone gets... we know that the rocket arty was really annoying you guys. So what we did was make sure that it's balanced by making sure everybody gets rocket arty. So we were annoyed with the rocket arty. Let's double it. Let's make sure there's more of it. Yeah, that'll... But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And then also, it seemed like this precision. What was it? The precision shot.
Yeah, precision shot. That's a tongue twister.
That is going to be definitely interesting because I want to know if they shoot when they're seen. Because for me, I like to attack move. So if I'm attack moving a unit to a unit that has that on it, but my unit can see it first, but the AT gun doesn't have its 40% yet, and my unit starts to shoot it, is that unit that is waiting for that 40% still going to engage it even though it's being engaged? So that's interesting because to me that's something that I'll never use because I want it to be able to engage back if it's getting shot. So can you double up? Which I know there's a return fire. So can you double up on those or not?
I think it's good because go ahead.
It's just Steel Division. Otherwise, it's just Steel Division to me, which I played enough to get my money's worth out of it. And I think specifically for this one, I'll play enough of multiplayer, but I want to see that new campaign. I want to see that co-op campaign. That's what I want to see, and that's what I want.
We can definitely do that co-op campaign together. That looks pretty dope.
It does look cool. But a little bit of Hoi mixed in.
Yeah. I think the most interesting thing here is that definitely that the main difference so far is just the texture and the art. I think it's much better. It's not a color palette punching you in the face. Because honestly, in Steel Division 44 was literally half your screen was red, half your screen was blue.
Yeah.
And you had this tiny gray color palette scheme in the middle where your units were. Now it seems more saturated, so that's good. Also, yeah, the precision shots, it's what I usually do with my AT guns. I just hold fire until I see the tank moving its side towards it. And then I open up. And then you're
always shooting at multiple tanks because people are always pushing up with multiple tanks. So you get one shot off that misses, or it'll hit a panther and they'll wonder if it's raining outside, maybe. And then just the rest of them will just light it up, and then you lose your AT gun because you can't recrew it.
Yeah.
So I know I'm hitting a lot of negatives here, but I want to make sure that it gets through. And positive wise though, since I've been hitting the negatives too, is I love tanks. Germany, Russia, the Kursk, more and more tanks. I like my tanks, even if I'm getting destroyed with them. Like, I still like tanks. I like tank gameplay. I like my armored decks, and I'm going to get more of that with this. So I'm looking forward to that. I just want to see tank on tank, hot tank on tank action up in here. And so that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. And I want to be able to play that co-op, which I already mentioned. There's my positives.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say them, actually.
Russian charges.
I want to see some 17 T-34s charging one tank. And 16 of them dying.
I'm going to put a bunch of conscripts out there. Make them charge towards the front line. I'll put a machine gun right behind them. Get that realism going on. And if they end up falling back, you know
fire
exactly
position right on them, yeah.
You know exactly what's happening. Get that realism in there.
Yep, sounds good. Just go all enemy at the gates on them.
Yeah, scare the shit out of everyone else.
The enemy might actually just leave if they see you attacking your own units that are falling back.
Yeah, I want to see that feature. The more that you kill your own units, the more veterancy your other units get.
This is gonna be such a meme.
Commissar.
I'm just gonna straight up call out an extra machine gun unit in the back. Just keep them there all game.
You think I'm kidding? That's what I'm doing. First game.
Yep.